It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brood Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Wednesday, June 27th, 2018. It's 7 a.m. And how's everybody today?
Great.
Yep.
How do you like that intro? I didn't even count you down.
Boy, that was by the seat of our pants, wasn't it?
No, we got to talking as the intro's playing, and then I was like, oh, and we're going live right now.
Right now. Oh, like, hi. Welcome to Down on the Corner. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Jerry Hogan and Scooter Callis. And Dennis Dunderdale is going to be our guest. He's down at the other end getting things organized. How you doing, Dennis?
I'm great.
And so, anybody get a storm last night?
Yeah, not really. A little
Not
bit.
really.
Kind of.
Looked
The
bad.
wind blew at the house. I mean, I got leaves
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah,
and
we
blew
got
the
that.
patio umbrella halfway across the neighbor's yard, and you know.
I started calling Auntie M, but the rain never worked.
Scooter?
We're the same way. We got some rain, but it wasn't anything.
Not a lot of rain in this.
No.
Caleb and I went over to Burger King for supper last night about 6:15, and he was sitting in a position where he could see over town. And he says, "Ooh, look over here." You know, he looked back and it looked kind of, you know how it is when you can see rain in the distance, but it never really got bad up on top of the hill out here in town.
I'm sure around us in places did get bad, but as far as my house,
I think it all kind of skirted between here and the state line. Anyway, that being said, pretty day outside. It's about 67 degrees this morning, and pretty day.
it is.
Yeah. You know, the wind? I had to drive to Little Rock and back yesterday, and in the afternoon I took Highway 5 coming back. A lot of wind out of the west-southwest. That's kind of odd to have that kind of spring-like wind in the summertime.
Yeah. Here, it didn't seem to get overly windy. Right before the storm, we thought there was going to be this big storm. The wind picked up, and it felt like it was just going to let go.
Oh, yeah.
But
They're around Rosebud and Drasco, Wolf Bio, and places down by John Payton's Dodge dealer down there in Heber Springs. Those flags are just like this in the wind. A lot of wind down there. Anyway, good morning, everybody. We're enjoying Brood Awakening Coffee. Hope you're doing the same thing. Be sure to check out one of their 3 locations today. Balmer Boulevard, BRMC Lobby, which is our hospital here in Baxter County. And 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness. The best coffee in town is Brood Awakening. If you're not drinking Brood Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. And remember, there's never any strong coffee, just weak men.
That is correct.
Right, Dennis?
I knew that.
Let's see, Jerry's got his.
I'm the weak
He's
man
on a
of
health
the group.
kick here, drinking water. I drank my water before I come in. That way I can enjoy my coffee.
that way you can hydrate yourself, because that coffee ain't going to hydrate you. I don't know that there's much water in it.
Hey, I can patch a hole in the tire with my coffee. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bringing the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes across the state of Arkansas. When the need arises, be sure to choose Roller Funeral Homes if you want the utmost in professionalism and dignity and respect. It's Roller Funeral Homes when the need arises. Let's pause now for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, I can't believe that left-leaning and far-left politicians are to the point of soliciting violence towards people that see things differently. A president's main job is to defend the Constitution and protect this country. Where danger is seen, it's taken care of. So now a travel ban from Muslim terrorist countries. Had the president done nothing and another attack took place, they would blame him for doing nothing. Let's look at Ecclesiastes 10:2 from the Holy Scriptures. It says, "A wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool is at his left." These are not my words, but God's. Let's let that sink in a bit. It's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bringing the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
All right.
All right. Weather time. Brought to you by Greg's Farm Services. What's going on at Greg's? Well, first we got to tell you, on the farm, around the home, and in the community, Greg's Farm Services in Mountain Home and Midway. Now we'll click the button down here and see. They still have the Help Wanted sign up and all kinds of great things here. The garden cart, the 7 dust pack. We have the garden hose, a restraining cone. And all kinds of good things. Greg's Farm Services, Mountain Home and Midway. The FlexRite garden hose, you can pick up a 50-foot length for only $19.99. Looks like it's got the reinforced ends on it so they won't break. And so
It's a good price, though, for a 50-foot.
yeah, for a 50-foot for only 20. I think I gave like $38 for one. You know, it's I think it was a 5/8 diameter, maybe a 5/8, 11/16. I forget now, but you know what? They last longer when you don't hit them with the lawnmower.
They have a tendency to do that. I don't know why that is, but I've tried to explain that to my wife. But
So when you hit your old garden hose with the lawnmower, like I do, go down to Greg's Farm Services, get this FlexRite garden hose, a 50-foot length, for only $19.99. And so, great things at Greg's. Check them out at Mountain Home and at Midway. Jerry,
That it?
I reckon.
No forecast?
Oh yeah, let's
no
go.
temperatures.
No nothing?
I'm still
radar.
foggy headed from yesterday. I'm still in Little
I'll
Rock.
do the weather report while you're
What do you think the temperature is? What do you think it is? It's June 27th. That's
69.
67 degrees.
Ladies
in
and
Mountain.
gentlemen, I do apologize. I think Dale will wake up here in a few minutes and join the crowd.
Now let me explain. The coffee pot was not on when I arrived. It's normally on by 6:22 in the morning. So therefore, I'm running about 30 minutes behind on my
You're
coffee.
running about a half cup of oil low.
In 10 minutes.
Yeah, normally I'm on my second cup by now. Anyway, I don't know if this is correct or not, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's showing 67 in Mountain Home, but 78 at Harrison already. 73 at Hardy, 70 at Mountain View. Excuse me, 68 at Yellville, 70 at Marshall, 67 in Calico. Around the region, St. Louis checks in at 69. They had a lot of storms up there. Hour and 20-minute delay at Busch Stadium last night before they had the first pitch. 67 at Calico Rock, 69 in St. Louis. Poplar Bluff already at 70, but Branson, well, it could be true over in Harrison. Then Branson already at 75, while West Plains is at 66. 52 in Watford City, North Dakota. The KY3 app said once the rain clears, get ready for some searing heat.
Yeah,
And so if this is true, I mean, you look at Branson, and they're already at 75, while Harrison's at 78. We're 67 over here.
I will say this, the heat index, and I know that a lot of that was because of moisture, but when I looked it up, the heat index yesterday was like 107.
Well,
And
I
I'm
ran
like,
the air
that's
conditioner the air conditioner just running with his tongue hanging out. It kept it almost comfortable, but I was in the sunlight most of the time going to Little Rock, and it was, at one point I was coming through, I think it was down around Mountain View. My dashboard thermometer showed outside at 97. But overall, Rosebud and that area on Highway 5 was somewhere around 91, 92, 93 degrees. But you could tell the difference that sunlight coming in. Really good. On the radar, I'm going to hit one more refresh here real quick. On the radar, we're seeing some shower activity in Tennessee, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky. Pretty good line of showers up in South Dakota, and that's moving east-southeast. And, of course, that probably won't affect us. Mainly light to moderate showers, nothing severe showing up across the region from New York to Ohio to Michigan. We'll click on that Little Rock stop there, Scooter. Little Rock radar shows all clear in Arkansas. Well, a little bit of shower activity showing up north. We'll get that in Missouri here in a minute, but northeast of Branson. Highway 62, 412 east and west is clear. Highway 65, Little Rock, Branson in good shape. 67, 167 in good shape. Hey, they're getting their road construction along pretty good down there.
Are they?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, sure are. Let's see, Highway 67 to Poplar Bluff in good shape. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 50, 30, 40, 49, 55, and 555 in Jonesboro in good shape. There's new signs down there along the Jacksonville, Sherwood area. Says Future I-57.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
Don't know if it'll happen in our lifetime.
We're growing.
Did you see that? Did you see that little blurb on Facebook the other day? Said, I'm from Arkansas, where road construction will last longer than most marriages. They must live in West Memphis. Checking Missouri, we'll go to southwest Missouri first and pick it up at Joplin. I-44 Joplin, Springfield, and Lebanon. You can see that line of showers is just northeast of Branson. That trails all the way up to I-44 between Rolla and Lebanon, Missouri right there. And just moderate to heavy showers there. I-70 Kansas City to Columbia in good shape. And the Route 13 and Highway 7 up to Kansas City. Looks like it's clear right now. The St. Louis radar stomp, we'll hit that and check that in Illinois. Oh, wow. little bit going on around Farmington, Missouri on I-55. That kind of crosses the river over to Illinois, just north of Carbondale, and southwest and southeast of Mount Vernon, Illinois, and I-64. Looks like I-70 from St. Louis, Vandalia, and Effingham in good shape. And then the highways leading up to Chicago, not bad at all. And so, I tell you what, the Highway 5 is... over the past 5 to 6 years, I've traveled, working with some of the political functions going on throughout the state. I'd go to Heber Springs and Little Rock quite a bit, and I'd use Highway 5 when the need arose. And you go back 5 to 6 years, and it was a pretty bumpy, rough, narrow road.
It
was. But let me tell you what, my hat's off
to me a back road.
Senator Missy Irvin and in that district, John Payton and some of the others over the past years for getting some funding to get these roads. Highway 5 is in good shape.
Yeah, they've done a lot.
It's not perfect, and it's not just a straight line from here to Little Rock. You do have some curves and you do have some mountains, but they have made great strides in improving that highway, and I was really pleased. I mean, literally, my door to the car tie unit on I-630 was 3 hours. Now, am I driving unreasonably fast? No. 55 and 60 were appropriate. 65 in some places. I-40, I think, was 70 miles an hour where it was at. But
about like I would do. My wife, she'd cut an hour off of that.
Oh, really?
I
need to let her drive next time.
She's a lead foot.
Hell bent for leather, huh?
Oh, God.
Wow. Wow.
Point A, point B, boop, you're done.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she ever get a ticket?
If you want to go somewhere, no. And if you ever want to go somewhere, just close your eyes, get in the car with Amanda, you're good. You'll
Really?
be there in no time.
Thank you for flying Columbia Airlines, right?
Now, Dale, and I hate to ask this, and I'm gonna be real nice. Is there any way we could take a look at the forecast, Dale?
Well, now that you mentioned it, let me. I haven't heard. Ooh, look at that. Okay, glad you brought that up.
See,
this is a heat advisory. As you see on that map, the kind of goldish orange right there is a heat advisory. Arkansas, most of Arkansas is not in it. Fort Smith area, northwest Arkansas is in it. Most of Missouri, including St. Louis and the metro east area of Illinois, up and down the Mississippi River, and then Kansas, Oklahoma, parts of Nebraska in that heat advisory. I said Arkansas didn't have a lot in it. Along the, I'm just going to say from Jonesboro down to Memphis, it's going to be pretty hot too. But there's your heat advisory. That's where the high pressure really takes effect. See if I can nail Baxter County here. I haven't heard any forecast here. I just know it's going to be warm and hot and muggy. For this area here today, high of 94, 20% chance of isolated showers, and later today a low of 75. Tomorrow, high of 97, which means hot. Mostly clear, low of 74. Friday, 95. Saturday, 95. Sunday, 20% chance of showers at 94 degrees.
It's going to be hot.
It's so funny. I was watching NBC News, and they're talking about heat in the south, moving to the east. I thought, really? Here's Al Roker weather report. So he's on there. He says, temperatures in Bowling Green, Kentucky could hit 93. I thought, oh, my goodness, it's summer. What are we going to do? 93 at Bowling Green. Come on.
Drinking lemonade.
Isn't that about as common as houseflies at a picnic?
Pretty much.
Anyway. How about some community calendar?
All right. This weekend, Friday and Saturday, is the Red, White, and Blue Festival at ASU. And one of the things they're going to have, I'm going to highlight this, is the Truckin' Life Truck Show.
The what?
Truckin' Life Truck Show. And that's Saturday, 12 to 7. So if you want to register your truck for the judging, you need to register by 1:30. Judging gets underway at 3:30, and awards are passed out at 6:30. This year's awards include Top 25, Kids' Choice, and more. There's going to be a 50-50 raffle, prize giveaways, and tons of fun.
Tons of fun.
Tons. That means
Wow.
2,000 pounds of fun headed your
No,
way.
tons is plural. It could be 4, 6, 8, 10.
It could
be
be.
a lot of
Yeah. And then we have August. Circle your calendar. August 10th, the Pink for Pikes Rodeo. And that's going to be in Mountain Home. And then September 11th through the 15th is
County
the
Fair.
world-renowned Baxter County Fair.
Yay! Looking forward to that.
You get
always
lots
fun.
of money. Yeah, hopefully sounds like the weather's going to be typical this year at Red, White, and Blue.
Yeah,
Hot.
we have seen some where it's like 105,
Oh,
106
yeah.
out there, just miserable. But
Always is. I've never
95
seen
degrees
it.
on Saturday. Let's see if there's any wind.
So take your little O2 Coolie fan with you.
Yeah. All right.
Drink
Just
plenty
kind
of
of
water.
let people know on the fireworks show. Of course, the Red, White, and Blue is June 30th. Norfolk Lake in Henderson.
Yeah.
Hickey Park in Flippin. Earl King Park in Calico will all be on July 3rd. And Bull Shoals Lake will be on July 4th.
Yep.
So, just so everybody knows, and this community calendar is brought to you by Affordable Housing. If you guys are not happy with your rent, not happy with your app,
Try them. 741-2883.
Yep.
All right.
They'll take care of you.
Coming up, Dennis Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish. Always good when Dennis is here. Always look forward to that part of the program.
Be right back.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
You already know that Ferris mowers are the only mowers on the market with a patented spring suspension system, saving you time in the seat, less back stress, and a professional even cut every time. You already know that Mower Warehouse is the only area dealership that will accept your mower trade-in. But did you know that a truckload of discounted 2017 models just arrived at Mower Warehouse, allowing you the pleasure of saving hundreds of dollars on your next mower purchase of a new Ferris or Simplicity zero-turn machine? Come check out the parking lot sale at Mower Warehouse, located on Buzzard Roost in Mountain Home.
With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
Hi, I'm Ricky with
It is 7:20, and Jerry's got the coffee. I need some more coffee, Jerry. There you go.
We just need to get an IV.
Yeah, roll around bottle would help. And just.
I do an IV, but I think it clogged.
I'm partial to a foot pump myself, but
thanks, Jerry.
But whatever. Oh, it's going to be one of those shows.
Yeah,
I can just feel
little potent.
Smooth. That's why I like to do it off camera. Anyway, Dennis is here from Arkansas Game and Fish. How you been?
I've been great. I was just realizing I'm in such a habit of putting my glasses on to read something. I had cataract surgery a couple of months ago.
And you can see fine now.
I can see better without my glasses reading this than I can with my, and these are just 1.5 power reading glasses. Wow, what a miracle. Big shout out to Dr. Kilgore on that one. I don't know if we can do if we can do free announcements, but
we just did. Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome.
You bet.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a lot going on because we always have a lot going on. I mean, just take a look at the website and you'll see what's going on. Before we get into the meat of the matter, though, let me announce a couple of things. We always kind of cover this at the beginning. At the Fred Berry Center, that's over in Yellville, by those of you locals that know where Kelly's Slab is or was, or however you want to classify Kelly's Slab. That's where our Fred Berry Conservation Education Center on Crooked Creek is. We have 3 things a week going on over there. It started a couple of weeks ago. Target Tuesdays, every Tuesday. All of these programs are 9 to 11. Okay? And, kids have to have a parent with them. It's not a drop-off daycare kind of deal like they do at the library. We don't have the staff for that. Mm-hmm. But bring your kids. Target Tuesdays, they have archery. If that doesn't float your boat, we have BB guns. And if that doesn't float your boat, we have hatchet throwing, believe it or not, for Target Tuesday. So there's 3 different things you can do there. Every Tuesday, 9 to 11. Then Wednesdays, we have Wild Wednesdays. Today, starting at 9, we're going to have, what is she calling that? Wild About Cottontails. So
really?
be a workshop or a program. Again, geared towards kids, but it's it's done with a science basis and biology in mind. So really, adults or anybody will find it informative or interesting. So today will be Cottontails. Now next week we're closed because of the 4th of July. Yeah. Now that is Wednesday, right? Yeah. So next week we're closed. The following week will be Wild About Possums. We'll have a live possum there for that one.
That ought to be interesting.
Yeah, possums are. I mean, they're kind of one of those nondescript. You don't kind of think too much of them. See them mostly as roadkill kind of deal. But when you start actually looking into the possum, it's a fascinating animal, and I don't want to steal anyone's thunder, so we'll just kind of leave it at that. But anyway, you'll learn a lot about the fur bearers and the wildlife of Arkansas if you go to these programs. And then Fridays we have Fishing Fridays, and that again 9 to 11. That's we have a catfish pond over there that's got more catfish. Actually, there's some big catfish in there too. We've pulled quite a few out of there. That's all catch and release. Unfortunately, it's not big enough where we can have the general public they'd clean it out in a matter of weeks if we did that. But there's channel catfish, and there's a lot of green sunfish in there, and bluegill. And so anyway, that's a great place if you're looking for a place to go fishing where your chances of success are extremely high. Rarely do people not catch fish when they go there. You can either bring your own tackle. We'll provide bait if you don't have bait. You can use our tackle if you don't have tackle, or if you just don't want to mess around with bringing all your stuff. Just show up. But again, if you're bringing the kids, you've got to be there with them. So the phone number over there, if you have any questions about any of that, is 870-449-3484.
That's Fred Berry Center?
So that's the Fred Berry Center over in Yellville. Now this Friday, actually every Friday at our hatchery at Mammoth Spring, that's the Jim Hinkle cold water fish hatchery. I know that's not the full name of it, but we raise trout there essentially. They have Fishing Fridays as well. Now they started last week, and their first one, because it's a little late to get in on the first one obviously, but that one was Basic Fishing 101 and Fish Anatomy. And what they do is they set up a theme for the 4 weeks that they do this that kind of progresses through the fishing experience. And this again is geared towards trout, and we actually let the kids and adults who are helping them. It's not really an adult fit, a thing for adults to come in and fish, but we realize that folks are going to be with their kids, and they're going to help them and hold the rods and help them cast or whatever. But
where's that Mammoth Springs Fish Hatchery located? I got a picture pulled up. Is that?
No, that's the federal hatchery that you've got there.
Oh, okay.
We've got ours. It is actually, I'll give you the address here, but I'll also tell you where you can find it. It's on Highway 342, which is, if you've ever run between either Hardy and Mammoth Spring or vice versa. If you're coming up
on 63?
Yeah. If you're coming from this direction, you'd go into Mammoth Spring and take a right on 63, and it's a couple of miles, maybe a mile and a half on the right-hand side.
Okay, so it'd be on the river then,
It's the Dam 3 site sign. You see that people notice that sign more than they do but there's also a sign for our hatchery. And it's I don't know, that road's probably a mile, maybe not even. But it's down there.
That's a pretty area over there.
Oh, it's just beautiful. And the Spring River is a gorgeous river. I mean, obviously it gets hit hard by, folks that live up that way. And, I get over there every now and again. Just beautiful water and great scenery and some outstanding trout fishing.
Yeah.
And there's other fish in there too. There's not just trout in that river.
When you fish Spring River, where you fish just right there at Mammoth Springs,
well,
or a little bit farther south?
No, there's actually quite a run of where you can fish. The because you can start pretty much at the bridge right on 62, right in town there.
Yeah.
Now that gets pretty deep, so if you're wading, that's kind of hard. And there is some private land as you're on the river right would be as you're facing down river. When you refer to river right or left, it's as you're facing down river. So river right's got some private property. River left has that hotel and this steep embankment. But right as soon as you make that bend, you're looking at Lassiter's Access, which is a public access parking lot there and all of that. You can wade fish there. There's an island that you can fish all around. And that's probably the most convenient, not the only legal, but probably the most convenient public fishing access for folks who want to walk in and wade or fish from the bank.
Because when I'm driving east, of course, I cross the Spring River at Hardy.
Right.
And it runs there along the railroad track there.
Right.
And then you cross it again at Ravenden.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're getting down into more the.
You have warmer water down there.
Yeah, it's starting to warm up. It's not at wintertime you can catch trout down there.
Really?
I'm not
as
really,
far down as Ravenden.
Yeah, I'm not sure that far down, but certainly by the highway crossing.
Yeah.
Between Hardy and Ravenden, you can. Now, I will say, if you're canoeing that area, I'm glad you brought up that part of the river. There's a sinkhole. Yeah, you may have read about that.
That wild?
Yeah, it is. It's wild, but it isn't. And when you think about the region that we live in, we're in what's referred to as a karst, K-A-R-S-T, geological region, which is a fancy word for saying the ground is really porous, which everybody in the Ozarks knows that. One of the reasons why we get so concerned about ground pollution and pouring or leaking contaminants onto the soil. You pour a quart of oil onto the ground in this part of the country, and it's going to be in the water table in no time. I mean, it's like a sieve. And then, of course, underground there's all kinds of caverns and creeks and rivers and holes, and it's just a very porous sandstone, limestone geology. So we get sinkholes all the time. In fact, if you ever go hiking or what we call bushwhacking through the national forest or places where it's legal to do that, you'll come into sinkholes all the time. I mean, Scooter, you're a hunter. You see it. I know I do. You'll be walking through the woods and you'll see what looked like an atomic crater.
Here's a picture. Can we throw that on the screen? Can you pick that up? Let me go back here. Let me hit pause. This is, let me back this up. This is a picture of the sinkhole right here. Look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
And it's a natural phenomenon that happens in it doesn't happen a lot, obviously. It's making big news. If it happened every day, we wouldn't be talking too much about it. But
so how does that change the conformity of that river?
Well,
where's that water going now? Where will it come out?
Who knows? I mean, they'll dye test it. As a matter of fact, Tim Burnley is the supervisor of our habitat structural crew. And those guys are knee deep into this thing and heavily involved. And I just ran into him yesterday as he was coming back from there, and they had just they were with a consultant who had dye tested it to see exactly where that does come out. But the reason that whirlpools like that is consider the drain in your sink.
Yeah.
You fill the sink up.
Sure.
Well, of course, this is moving water. It's not standing water, but the concept is the same. When you all of a sudden give that water a place to go, and it wants to go there in a hurry, it's going to start swirling.
And that's gravity fed.
And it's gravity fed. That's exactly right. So what happened there is a hole opened up in the bed of the creek, or bed of the river in this case, and created a drain hole.
Here's
and
an
as that
example
water
right
started,
here. Scooter would throw this on the screen. This is Big Springs at Van Buren, Missouri. This is where I go at least once or twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
This is 100% spring fed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, geologists across the last 30, 40, 50 years, they have tracked waters as far as Kansas City and St. Louis because, like you say, the porous of the ground, they trace these groundwaters. And, of course, after
Right.
it's traveled 300 or 400 miles and beat itself against many rocks,
Mhm.
it's pure as it can be.
Well, on that same note, Big Spring in Cotter,
Yep.
the swimming hole,
Yep.
and of course everybody, well, most folks know about that. That was dye tested, I'll throw a number of 15 years or so ago out there. And we actually determined that although a fair amount of the water in that creek, it's just a short creek, it's not an eighth of a mile, and comes down to what used to be Miller's Trout Dock,
Right.
that actually has as much water coming from Crooked Creek into that spring as it does
Really?
from the White River. Yeah,
Wow.
sure does. Crooked Creek disappears underground at several points along the way. Once you cross the Highway 14 bridge in Yellville, and because you can see the creek
Over the Buffalo? Over the Crooked Creek there?
Mhm.
Right there by the...
yeah, right there.
By the old house of bed and breakfast right there.
Yes, yeah. By, what's the name of that dollar store?
Fred's.
Fred's, yeah. Right by there. Well, of course, it crosses there, and it goes down a little ways, and depending on the time of year, now you can't usually go too far once we get into drier conditions, but it just dries up. And then it pops up again down as you're going by between there and the 101 bridge.
Really?
As you're going through, where the veterinarian services in Yellville there, 101, you hang a right onto that and head down into Ray Valley. You'll cross Crooked Creek again. Sometimes there's water running, sometimes it's not. But it comes up and goes down. It's just one of those. Yeah. It's a fascinating
My question would be is on the Spring River where you get a sinkhole that opens that big, does that change the water flow below that mark? Because a lot of water is, depending on how big it is, you're dumping a lot of water that's going
somewhere,
hopefully back into it.
Yeah, if you get so many cubic feet per second going through there
It's
before the
gotta affect the
sinkhole, and
downwaters.
now you've
Yeah.
just taken X number of CFS out of the equation for the sinkhole. Yeah, it probably does. The thing that Tim was telling me about this, and I didn't think to ask him to come on with us today. It would have been really interesting to do that. Maybe for next month, or maybe sometime in between.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it would. We'll do a separate
Those
show. Guys
That
have
would be
a fascinating
interesting.
job.
That would.
They are really an interesting crew of guys. Tim, Eli, Tony's the heavy equipment operator, and Ezra Roberts, who's just getting ready to retire, but Ezra's a retired. He's a local, been around for forever, and a lot of folks know him. Great guys, really talented crew in what they can do and put structure into the river.
But now that sinkhole that was strong enough that it sucked in. I mean, it caused a fatality.
It did, yeah, and
that's how strong that sinkhole is. And that's
it
why
was, and I was asking Tim about that. I asked what happened, and he told me the whole story. And because somebody's life's involved, I don't want to get any of this wrong. But it wasn't a simple matter of him going down through and got sucked in. He actually got out of his kayak and was helping somebody else, and either lost his footing. Again, I'm not really sure what the details are, and it would be wrong for me to start talking about it like I know the story. But yeah, it cost somebody their lives. These things are, they're deadly, and you're not going to overcome those forces. That hydrology is pretty
What's
strong.
that clock say? 7:34. Let's take a break real quick.
It will
Dennis
fix it.
Dunderdale, Arkansas Game of Fish. Right after this.
Be right back.
Arch Trash Pickup? If anybody needs trash service in the area, please give us a call. Arch Trash Service is veteran owned, and I've been in the local area resident for over 20 years. I'll provide a better service than the other guys, and even provide front door service trash pickup for those that aren't able to take their trash to the curb. We'll also pick up almost anything and even provide free recycling. I am Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup. And please give me a call for all your trash service needs.
Our old burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Why would I recommend Hospice the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
.37, we're here with Denis, Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish, and we're trying to figure out where Sadler Falls on the Spring River is here.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to be able to tell folks, but we'll we'll try to pull that up and maybe make mention of it before the show's over. So anyway, back to the whole impetus of this conversation was to talk about what's going on at our hatchery up there. Last Friday they started with beginning fishing 101 and fish anatomy, and that was taught by our stream team coordinator Sean Saunders. Tomorrow, no, the day after tomorrow, this Friday, the 29th, I will be doing a fly fishing workshop up there to teach folks that are interested in how to catch trout on a fly rod. And I'll be working with Mark Crawford. And I want to give a little shout out to Mark Crawford. He's a local guide located up in he guides on the Spring River. In fact, his guide service is called Spring River Flies and Guides. You can look him up on the website there. Really, really great guy. Gives all kinds of time to Game and Fish, and donates flies, and just really, really just a good community-oriented guy, and just makes our job so much easier by him doing what he does. So we want to thank him publicly for that. But he'll be there working with us too, and he's a nice guy as well. The following week, the 6th, it will be a couple of days after the holiday, there'll be a workshop on angler ethics. I don't know if fishing will be involved that weekend or not.
Angler ethics.
Angler ethics, and we could do a whole show on that. And then the last week, which is the 13th, July 13th, will be how to clean and cook your fish.
There you go.
So we'll be, kind of doing kind of the whole gambit there. How to get started, how to do some advanced concepts, how to behave, and things to think about, and then how to enjoy your catch. So that's what's going on at the Spring River Hatchery. They have a phone number. I'll give that in here. I'm going to need my glasses for that one because I wrote too small. But the toll-free number for that is 877-625-5721.
That's Spring River what now?
That's the Spring River Hatchery. And I didn't write the entire name. It's the Jim Hinkle Spring River Hatchery. If you go to our website, you'll find that on. Let's see. Where would that
be? Be under fishing, perhaps?
It would be under Explore the Outdoors. Exploring the Outdoors.
Okay. Nature and Education Centers?
Nope. State Fish Hatchery.
There it is.
Right in the middle there. Click on that one. Good, come on.
Jim Hinkle right there.
See right where it says Coldwater. Jim
There
Hinkle Spring River State Hatchery. That will give you their address and
Highway
phone number.
895, 340, Highway 342, Mammoth Springs. Looks like 870-625-7521.
Right.
Yep.
And even if you don't want to fish, that's a really interesting place. We've got an indoor hatchery where they, raise from the eggs into fry and develop them to the point where they can then go into the raceways, which is outside. It's this big sort of horseshoe or W shaped is probably more to the point.
Really?
Flowing water raceway,
Yeah.
natural environment. It's not the concrete, thing there. We do have those as well, but that then dumps right into the Spring River. It brings water in from the Spring River. It raises the fish to catchable size in that river, and we also put the breed stock in there too. So it's a
these
fascinating
are actually
place.
being bred and live in the Spring River.
Yeah. This isn't just an aquarium for show. This is how we one of the ways that we raise and grow our fish. So anyway, that's a pretty interesting thing. I do want to make mention, I know deer season is kind of hard to think about right now as we're sporting 100-degree temperatures, but it's coming up.
Yep.
For those of you that like to hunt in the wildlife management areas, there's about 25 of them that require a special permit in order to hunt in. Now, not all wildlife management areas require the special permit. All wildlife management areas do, however, require a wildlife management special use permit, which you just go on and kind of fill out some information on that, and we basically want to know who's using it and how often and that kind of thing. But if you want to hunt in, say, the oh gosh, I don't have the list in front of me here. I don't think.
Well, I've got it pulled up here.
Here we go.
Is this what you're looking for, the wildlife management areas here?
Yeah, that's it. Yep. And but the ones that are that require the special permit for mud and gun, they're all over the state, but. The St. Francis.
What about the Buffalo National River WMA? It says Baxter, Mary, Newton, and Searcy. That's pretty much this viewing area.
Yeah, that one is that does not require one of those special permits.
Right.
The point I'm getting at is, go to the website, go to hunting, where to hunt, and you'll find the special WMA hunt permits. The deadline for that is July 1st.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's coming.
Sunday.
That's coming quickly. Yeah.
Wow.
So if you want to apply, and they draw out certain, it tells you how many permits are issued for each one of those, and they have permits for special youth hunts. They have, and what they do is they take some of these special areas and they reduce the number of hunters in certain areas, just so that there isn't a mass flood. They try to increase or improve the hunter experience for those who draw a permit. There are other places where they don't do that, so if you don't get drawn for a permit, you're not just totally out of luck, but it does kind of create a more positive experience for people who get drawn. There's also other permits that are being drawn. The alligator permit, which we talked about that last time.
You pulled one a couple years ago.
A couple of years ago, I sure did. That's also coming up to a close. I think that one closes the 30th. But anyway,
those are coming up fast.
Yeah, they are. So I just wanted to make mention of those because we're coming to the point in time where if you ask somebody, "Hey, did you apply for a permit?" "No, I did. Is it coming up?" "No, they closed it the other day." "Oh, darn! I wish I knew." So we're trying to get that word out. Another one I'm getting a fair number of calls on lately is from folks who had either a hunter education card or a boater education card and either lost it or it's illegible or
washed it.
Yeah, washed it. But somehow they don't have it anymore and it's not readable anymore. There's a way we used to, when Game and Fish was actually supplying those directly. We used to have a special printer and a woman her job was to take all that information and enter it in manually and print out the cards and put them in an envelope and mail them out. Well, we don't do it that way anymore. Like a lot of things, we've outsourced that to a corporation down in Dallas called Calcamy. They manage all of that for us now, and unfortunately they charge for a replacement card. Now the good news is the cards are kind of hard, you know, plastic, like a there's a
It was like a bank
boater
card.
education card, and there's my hunter education card, and I
Yeah.
hope my social security number's not on there, but I don't think you could read them. But anyway, yeah, they're kind of like a bank card or a credit card kind of thing now. If you do want a new card, that's what you'll get, even if you had the old card, or if you had even if you have the real old card. Some folks have the old paper cards.
Yeah.
I saw one of those not long ago.
That's what I got.
Do you still have
Yeah.
the old paper card? Yeah.
Gee, you're old.
So it's not uncommon to see there's two versions of the old plastic, you know, the thin plastic ones. The older version of the plastic ones are, you know, they probably go back 15 years or something like that, 20 years maybe. But then before that, they were paper, kind of like the old paper
I
driver.
laminated mine.
Oh, look at it. Look how
Oh
old
my
that is.
goodness!
Look at that.
Look at that. Now I have not seen that one before. That one is something. Good golly, I'm not going to hold that up because you get personal info on there. But wow. Okay. So anyway, if you want to get your replacement card, we have a website. You can get to it from our website. The direct connection, the URL for that is, where did I go here? ilostmycard.com is the name of that website. But if you want to get it through the Arkansas website, then you can go to the Explore the Outdoors tab, find the hunter education or boater education, either one of those. And if you click on the boater education card, about halfway down the page, there'll be a little link that says get a replacement card or lost your card, and it'll pop that up. The bad news is it'll cost you $10.
Yeah, I figured it's going to be $10. Yeah.
Yep, they charge
Everybody's
you
got their hand in the till.
They
these days.
do, you know, and you know, I understand. I mean, they're a private corporation.
Well,
We're funded by the taxpayers' dollars, by sales tax and
Well,
hunting
then have you
license
priced
fees
printer
and-
ink lately?
Yeah. Yes, I did, as a matter of fact. I spent $120 on printer ink for one set of colors. But anyway,
Let's grab a break right here. Let's take the last break. 7:47, we'll get that out of the way. See
Okay.
some of our fine sponsors. Talking with Denis Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish. Be right back.
Want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area? Then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
Do you ever feel like your butt's dragging and you could really use a lift? Ozark Diesel Off-Road. Ozark Diesel Off-Road has been installing lifts for over 25 years. They specialize in all your off-road vehicle needs, from general repairs such as engine diagnostics, clutch and brake repair, to custom fabrication like axle gears and lockers, leveling and suspension kits, and everything in between. So if your vehicle could really use a lift, head to Ozark Diesel Off-Road, located at 5051 Highway 62 East, or give them a call at 870-425-LIFT. Nemus Pizza in Gassville, Arkansas is your home for national and international award-winning pizza. Nemus Pizza offers artisan-made award-winning pizza with only the freshest and finest of ingredients. Each pizza is made from scratch and hand-tossed at the time you place your order. And also check out their calzone strombolis, an oven-baked folded pizza stuffed with your choice of meat. Sauce can be on the side or included inside at your request. Nemus Pizza in Gassville, Arkansas, your home for award-winning pizza. $7.49, Denis Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish.
Another announcement I want to make. By the way, I'm getting ready to take off several weeks. I'm going to be gone almost the month of July. We're going up to Cape Cod, of all places.
Wow, Massachusetts?
Yep, up to Massachusetts, yeah, because I've got a lot of family up there, and my son and grandkids, and my 3 sons, or 2 of my 3 sons live up there, and family and sisters. But anyway, we're going up there, so I'll be gone. But when I come back, my first day back at work will be a hunter education program over at the library, and that's July 30th and July 31st.
Good.
And you have to attend both days. It's a 10-hour class, so because of the library hours, we just can't fit a class into one day. They open at 10 and they close at 6. So So anyway, we'll be there from 10 to 5 on one day and 10 to 4 on the next, I want to say. I'm not looking at the actual schedule, but it's something like that. If you want to register for that, you can either, again, go to our website and follow the links through to Hunter Education, or you can just go to the URL for pre-registration is all the www stuff, but it's register-ed.com. Or you can just call the library or go to the library's website and do it that way.
Yeah.
And but anyway, July 30th and 31st is the next one coming up in this area. We'll be having others as well. And that's a Monday, Tuesday. We sort of gear it towards kids. Of course, anybody is welcome. And we realize that a lot of folks work during the work week, so they're not going to be able to attend who still want to go to Hunter Education. So we'll be having some. We'll probably do an evening session like a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then a Saturday session. And
Sure.
between those three in this area, that should pretty well cover the needs. Plus, there's others all over the state. And at that same register-ed.com website, you can see where there's a hunter education class or boater education or bow hunter education or any of that stuff anywhere in the state. As a matter of fact, you can go anywhere in the country because it lists it by state. And again, that's that same Calcamy company that I just told you. They do a good job for us, so I don't mind them being able. We want them to be successful. Last thing I wanted to talk about is we just barely touched on this last time. I did a program a couple of years ago, I think it was on the radio show, about HOFNOD, which was an acronym for Hooked on Fishing, Not on Drugs. Well, we've changed that program from HOFNOD to FINS, which is an acronym for Fishing in the Natural State. And the changes involve some basic things. HOFNOD was a school-based only program. Had to be a school, couldn't be 4-H, couldn't be Scouts, couldn't be a church group, couldn't be any of that stuff. Had to be a bona fide school and was tied. And the reason for that was there were connections to the Department of Education and not funding things, but there were curriculum issues and that sort of things that we worked out with them. Well, we've closed that program down or changed it over to FINS, which is now open to not just school groups, but other community groups such as Scouts or 4-H or those types of things. You can get to, there's a lot of information on our website about that, and I'll show you how to find that. If you go to, where am I here? Get involved. If you go to the website, let's see, where am I here? Yeah, go to the home page or go up above and you'll see the Get Involved. Click on that. Yeah. And then in the middle you'll see In the Classroom, and then at the very top you'll see Fishing in the Natural State.
Yep, got it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There we
go. So that'll tell you about the program, and it's fairly deep, but essentially it's an educational program. It's not just take a kid fishing. Now we have a program for that, the community fishing program, but this is actually a really well thought out and a good educational program for any group that wants to create a fishing education program for their members or students or whomever. And there's some criteria that we need, but essentially we will come and put on a teacher workshop. We used to give cash grants or funding grants so that those organizations, or the schools I should say, could purchase fishing rods and all that kind of stuff. Well, now we don't give them the money. What we do is we give them the material. We'll give you a class set of fishing rods and some books and some educational supplies and bobbers and hooks and all that kind of stuff.
Good.
Yeah, so instead of the grant, we give out 24 rods and reels, 3 rod holder racks, a tackle bag of all kinds of stuff in the tackle bag. And the way you can find out about that or find out when there's going to be a workshop in your area, or if there isn't one and you can get 20 people involved, we don't want to travel. The folks come up from our Lone Oak Fish Hatchery to do that. Bo Davidson is the coordinator for this, and he does a great job. Some of you may have seen Bo at the mobile aquarium. He's very commonly the guy who will take that around. That's the big trailer with the fish tank in it. Bo's the guy that's done that for years. Now he's running this program. Does a really good job, but he wants 20 people or so in the class before we'll drive halfway across the state. It obviously takes a fair amount of resource to do this. If it's not quite 20, let us know. There may be other folks, talk to us, because we might be able to hook up some more folks as well. But anyway, that's an opportunity for anybody who wants to do that. What's important, if you're a school teacher or if you were a Hofnod school, of course Mountain Home was, Calvin, Calvin Priest, he was, I guess he's volunteering back over there. He retired, but he's still volunteering with the school now. Yeah, really? But he ran the fishing club over there and had a tournament bass fishing club for the students. He was the Hofnod coordinator. Folks like that have to go back through this program again.
Really?
And the reason is, it's not folks like Calvin that we're worried about, but this program.
The phone's ringing.
I'll get it.
Don't you love live television?
You just never know. So if it's for me, tell him I'll call him back.
Give us 5 minutes.
If it's my boss, tell him I'm not here. So anyway, the reason we're doing that is because we've sort of lost track of a lot of schools that used to be involved, that didn't stay active, but they're still on the books. And we did set this way back before we had good databases and all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to re-establish.
Kind of get reestablished. With
it's kind of a reset button sort of thing. So if you were a Hofnod school and you think you're good to go because you used to be a Hofnod school, you really are not until you go to a workshop for fins, and because we've changed the program and we want to make sure that you get all the right information. You can call me directly if you don't have access to your computer right now. I'm going to give my number, and I'll give it again at the close, and that's 870-321-5548. That's my cell, and so call me and I'll connect you back to these folks. Or you, like I said, you can go to our website, the Get Involved tab. Under the In the Classroom tab, you'll see the Fishing in the Natural State thing, and that will give you all of those things. Similarly, we also have the mobile aquarium. We get a lot of calls, hey, can you send the fish aquarium to us? Well, I wish it were that simple. We've only got a few of those now. And those are managed through the same group that manages the FINS program, which is called the Aquatic Resources Education Group, ARE. They're still part of the education division. But they catalog those requests, and we do get some federal funding with that, so it's important that we keep track of who's asking for it, and we have to kind of justify our existence on that. So if you want to get the mobile aquarium, there's two headings under which you can get that. One is for school groups. If you're a school and you want the aquarium, you fill out the school request form. If you're a community group, such as like the Carter Trout Festival or the Sowbug Roundup or something like that, then you fill out the community application. And again, those are on the website, again, under Get Involved. And I think it's right in the tab just above that, as a matter of fact. If we go to Get Involved,
I'm looking for it too.
In the Classroom. No, they've moved it. Okay, well, I'm not going to take time on the air to maybe on the water.
I'm looking here, Master Angler, Stream, Boater Education.
Yep, there it is. Under On the Water. See
On the Water?
Second last one down, the Aquatic Resource Education.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
That one has all the forms to request either the aquarium. If you've got like a big event like the State Fair or Big Buck Classic or something huge, we've got that giant aquarium that you see on the website there.
How do you safely transport that without it sloshing out?
You fill it. Excuse me, I've got to clear my throat. You fill it. You don't leave it half through.
One more minute. All right.
You don't leave it half full so it sloshes. Or you drain it way down. Of course, if you've got critters in there, then you don't want to be doing that. But they do.
45 seconds.
They've got that worked out. They've got smaller ones too, and there's a whole list of what the requirements are. We need to have power. It needs to be somewhere in the shade. That kind of stuff. So you can request that. Also, if you want to have a fishing derby, you request those derbies through that same site. There's an application for it. And we'll bring fish and some derby equipment and all that. If you're a new derby, we have to get that application in 60 days before the event. If you've had derbies in the past, such as the Carter Trout Festival usually has a derby, that needs to be in by December 15th every year, that application.
And with that,
so I think we're there. Yeah, let me give my phone number one more time, 870-321-5548. agfc.com is the link to our website. And
with that, we'll say
have a good day.
See you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great day. Stay cool. Bye.